The captain of the ill-fated ship Wakashio, Captain S.K. Nandeshwar, expects bail soon. As per Mauritian law, bail is given only after the related investigation is completed. It is reported that the investigation is now nearly over and the bail hearing will take place on the 6th of October.
The Maritime Union of India is regularly following up with the matter of detention of Captain Nandeshwar, who is detained in Mauritius. MA is also keeping in touch with his family and coordinating in the matter. We have been informed that during court hearing on 6th October, bail is likely to be granted. We are hoping for the best. MA will continue to pursue this matter as it progresses.
The Supreme Court on Wednesday has sought a response from the Union government on a plea questioning its refusal to grant income tax relaxation to seafarers who were forced to stay back in the country due to the COVID-19 situation across the world. Due to the pandemic, the seafarers could not join the ships and had to stay in India beyond 182 days during the period 2019-2020, and the same handicap would continue in the next financial year, they pointed out. The petition has sought a direction for a concession of minimum 60 days.
A PIL has been filed in the Supreme Court regarding concessions to seafarers in matters of income tax, the non-resident status. While the intent is very good, I repeat, the intent is good, but going on such matters legally through the route of the legality and the courts has all the ingredients of it getting backfired. Let me cite that for the last 2 decades, whenever any issue of income tax has come out, NUSI has always taken it up with the Ministry, with the Maritime Administration and the Ministry of Shipping, Ministry of Finance, individually, collectively, and with the Government of India. And in each and every matter, we have got success. Because when you deal with the ministries, when you deal with the government, there is some room to play back and forth. We are in a better position to explain it to the government, and that is how the government, through the Central Board of Direct Taxes, has come out with clarifications and issued notifications. So this would have been a better way, which NUSI has already pursued on these matters with the Government of India, particularly with the Ministry of Shipping and the Ministry of Finance, that in this COVID crisis, the seafarers should get the benefit, some relaxation as far as the days are concerned, the NRE days are concerned. Now, if we go through the legal matter, we hope the outcome is positive. We hope. But I seriously doubt it. If the outcome is positive, well and good, but it has all the chances of it getting backfired, and that is where the apprehension is that it is better to deal with such matters with the government directly rather than go through the legal avenue. This is my take on this. I hope we get a very favorable judgment. As I mentioned, the intent is good. I hope we get a favorable judgment. Otherwise, we'll be stuck as far as, because the government is going to file an affidavit, and once it files an affidavit, it will look into the totality, I gather, and just not exclusively of the seafarers. So let's hope we get a positive outcome from this PIL which has been filed in the Supreme Court.
Hello and welcome to the 34th edition of Marex Media News. These are the headlines on Monday, 5th of October 2020. Shocker from China's ZHOUSHAN port. Ships with Indian crew held back from berthing. UN calls for key worker status. But who is really listening? Ocean Sparkle notches up 10,000 crew changes. Tabit Live signs up with immersive to live stream training to shipboard crews. Cochin Shipyard delivers 2 RoRos to IWAI. CMA features clear of recent ransomware attack. And now the news in detail. Shockwaves from China's ZHOUSHAN port, which is restricting the entry of ships that have recently conducted crew changes involving Indian nationals, said shipbrokers and an official at the ZHOUSHAN's government's propaganda office. Ships that have conducted Indian crew changes within a month of arriving at this Chinese port will not be allowed to berth or will be requested to wait at anchorage. The new rules will be effective for 2 weeks from September 29 as part of a trial.
We are presently in tough times, but ZHOUSHAN port with their latest order has moved from tough times to ridiculous times. If there is any method of victimization of seafarers, this particular order must rate among the highest levels. How on earth is COVID going to be prevented by putting a ship with Indian seafarers on board at anchorage for 30 days? It's not going to happen. All you need to do to prevent COVID, the world knows, is by social distancing and taking certain simple preventive measures. Countries are operating like that. So what is so special about ZHOUSHAN port? I think and I sincerely hope that good sense will prevail and the order will be reversed and we can go back to business as usual in these difficult times. I sincerely hope so.
In June, the UN Secretary General called on all countries to formally designate seafarers and other marine personnel as key workers and ensure crew changeovers can safely take place. The 75th UN General Assembly, taking place last week, presented a platform for urgent and cohesive response from nation states. Adoption of IMO-endorsed crew change protocols with key worker status for all seafarers would facilitate crew changes without the current restrictive burden. This is being called for by myriad international organizations and industry leaders. Which nations have responded and which have continued to ignore the UN's call?
Now, in this scenario, the United Nations has come to the aid of seafarers way back in June 2020 and they had designated seafarers as key workers. However, in spite of a good 4 months elapsed after this June 2020, there have not been many countries who have followed this diktat of the United Nations in letter and in spirit. So what has happened is, some countries are just giving lip service to this seafarers' key worker status, and this has not really helped the plight of the seafarer. However, I must make a case in point for India. India has come out with SOPs way back before the June 2020 announcement, and have really eased the travel of Indians to and fro, at least in Indian ports. And now even the foreign nationals are allowed to sign off and sign on in Indian ports. I strongly now urge all the countries who are not yet recognized seafarers as key workers and have not used this UN mandate in toto, they should do it quickly and see that seafarers are allowed to travel seamlessly between their signing on and signing off ports. This will not only help the seafarers in the short run, but also give the shipping community a very important edge over their occupation and also make the shipping industry a more important cog in the wheel for the industries the world over. Let's hope that wise sense prevails and this happens sooner than later.
India's leading ship agency Ocean Sparkle last week completed a stupendous 10,000 crew change in Cochin during the COVID period. This remarkable feat comes at a time when seafarers around the world are a subject of unfair restrictions in many ports, with many of them stuck on ships for over 17 months at a stretch.
We are happy to inform you that our vessels Ocean Elite, Ocean Enterprise and Ocean Pioneer have carried out more than 10,000 crew change operations from 570 vessels at the anchorage port in Kochi during this pandemic period. And this was done right through the monsoon period and most importantly, without a single incident. The credit goes entirely to our tug masters, the crew, and to Team OSL. We thank Kochi Port for having given us this opportunity, and it is also our way of giving it back to the maritime community, of which we are an integral part during this very difficult period.
Hindustan Institute of Maritime Training.
Liverpool headquartered maritime training company Tabit Live has signed an agreement to become an Inmarsat certified application provider CAP, enabling it to offer live stream training to crews on close to 10,000 vessels worldwide. Richard Turner, CEO at Tabit Live, said the agreement is designed to transform seafarer training, slashing its cost and carbon footprint, while improving standards of teaching. Turner said the deal will include the first live stream training package offered to close to 10,000 ships using Inmarsat high-speed broadband service Fleet Express, which will be available 24 hours a day through a dedicated on-demand service available worldwide without a fluctuating connection.
This is a hugely exciting moment for seafarer training. Tabit saw a gap in the market as previously internet costs with enough bandwidth to enable live streaming were so high that it was thought live stream classroom style training would not be available for 10 years. Now we are delivering it to close to 10,000 ships. This is a massive step forward for the industry, as nothing beats classroom style learning. While e-learning is effective, live streaming is better as it ensures seafarers who are attending the training can actively engage with the tutor in real time or via private chat.
Cochin Shipyard Limited (CSL), a mini Ratna Shipping (PSU) and India's largest shipbuilding and maintenance company, said that it has delivered 2 RollOn RollOff vessels to Inland Waterways Authority of India (IWAI). In a statement, the shipping PSU said that these vessels are a part of an order for a series of total 10 vessels comprising of 8 RoPax vessels for operations on NW1 and NW2 and the current 2 RoRo vessels. Each of the 56-meter long RoRo vessels is built with CSL's in-house design for day and night operation. The delivery protocol has been signed by IWAI Kochi's Director Matthew George and CSL's Director Operations Suresh Babu NV in the presence of their respective officials.
Kochi Shipyard has delivered 2 numbers of RoRo vessels to Inland Water Authority of India Limited during the last week. These vessels are part of an order of 10 vessels, of which 8 RoPax vessels were delivered earlier for operations in NW1 and NW2, and these 2 vessels are for operations in NW3. These are of unique CSL design, with the due considerations of the low draft operations and easy operations and maintenance of the vessels. This 56-meter long RoRo vessels is to carry 15 TEU container trucks and 30 passengers. These high quality vessels are fitted with modern communication equipment and has an ergonomically designed wheelhouse, comfortable air conditioned accommodation for the 8 numbers of crews, and it is built with the highest standards stipulated by IRS and the KIV, Kerala Inland Vessel Rules. These are to comply the prevention and control of the pollution requirements in the inland water segment. Cochin Shipyard has invested in the infrastructure segment of the inland water requirements, including a shipbuilding yard in Kolkata for providing a complete solution to the inland water operations for NW1 and NW2.
Last week, the container ship giant CMA CGM spent 24 harrowing hours trying to reassure clients that operations are carrying on and the worst effects from its ransomware attack over the past 3 days were over. The French carrier became the latest big name in container shipping to reveal it had been hacked on Monday, following other leading liners including Maersk, MSC and COSCO in recent years. From its Marseille headquarters, the company issued a statement stating that the malware was rapidly isolated and all necessary protection measures implemented. All communications to and from the group are secure, including emails, transmitted files, and electronic data interfaces (EDI), the company claimed. Maritime and port operations are functioning as per usual. The booking functionalities remain up and running. Alternative solutions to the e-business site are available in order to support business continuity for CMA CGM Group's customers.
Captain Krishan K. Mishra, born 17th January 1941, passed away in Mumbai on the 30th of September 2020. Aged about 79, he sailed in Barbers Williamson and had been a warden of the Company of Master Mariners of India in years past. Captain Mishra is survived by his wife Valerie and son Kunal. Krishan was a younger brother of the late Captain Shashi Mishra. Captain Suresh Satpute, ex-Deputy Conservator, Mumbai Port, passed away in Pune on the 3rd of October 2020. He had been suffering from COVID-19. Captain T.E.M. Rosario of 1934-1936 batch of T.S. Dufferin passed away in Pune, aged a remarkable 103. A long-term employee of Scindia Steam Navigation Company, he was the oldest surviving Dufferin pass-out. Norwegian shipbuilder and ship designer Oldstein has unveiled a new hydrogen hybrid wind turbine installation WTIV design, the Oldstein J102. According to Oldstein, the Jackup can operate 75% of the time in zero emission mode. Using readily available technology, the additional cost is limited to less than 5% of the total capex, the company said. Most new Jackup designs are featuring a battery hybrid system in addition to diesel generator sets, with a future option for a hydrogen-powered fuel cell system. Leading ballast water treatment specialist OptiMarine has released a film aiming to create greater public awareness of the issue of ballast water, invasive species, and the role that the shipping industry has in combating this major environmental threat. The 5-minute-long global thought leader is set to be broadcast on respected international news channel CBS as well as being shared across social media platforms and promoted through Optimarine's own online channels. Several small companies are currently involved in ongoing developments into wing and ground WIG seaplane technology. A builder at Singapore is developing a 24-seat vehicle, while the German Tandem Wing Group is planning a 100-seat vehicle. A WIG vehicle of 50-seat capacity has already been built in South Korea. The population of several coastal cities combined with the distance between them, along with an absence of high-speed train services, provides opportunity to develop a market for above the water surface, high-speed passenger transportation services in several locations around the world. People would likely still be willing to travel following the pandemic period, and as a result of an expected economic slowdown, would seek low-cost intercity passenger transportation services. WIG planes could operate several such services along several across-the-water short-haul routes internationally.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you for watching this news bulletin. See you all next Monday.